It's so sick to get you on again. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But how are you anyway?
I'm just getting through this lockdown shit, innit?
Yeah, and how's lockdown been treating you, bro?
Yeah, calm, man. It's been what it is, innit? It's been lockdown. I'm in my house more time anyway, bro. Studio, so it's not been nothing mad out of the like my ordinary for me. You know what I mean? But when you go out and there's nowhere to go, that's a bit nuts, though.
I am a striker, Hernan Crespo. Could've said Vardy, but I went retro. Back in the day, I had a mini metro, thing in a fiver.
So you said that lockdown hasn't been very different for you because you're kind of at home and you're using your studio. So
Yeah.
what's it been like creatively for you during lockdown?
It's been different creatively because there's not the energy is different where you are literally just in your house. That the going out and experiencing stuff and your day to day is different. So your energy, your creative energy is different. But I've got some extra stuff done in the studio, like mix downs and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing more and working on stuff like that. I've written some bars and a couple new tunes and yeah, just done some sick features that are coming out and things. So I've been working. Like I've probably been a bit more productive even because I've gone out less. So like I would never have done these mix downs if the pandemic weren't on. Do you know what I mean? So it gave me time to just not rush. You got hours to kill, so do something. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
Obviously, Black Boxes has recently come out,
yeah,
and I think that's sick because it shows your versatility as an artist. I think that's
yeah, man. I got a big up strategy on that, man. He showed me big up Sim as well. They was cooking that up and got me involved, and I was honoured to be involved on something so um on the pulse of the time, like that tune there. So yeah, it speaks. I don't think I've done a tune that speaks as much as for the time as that tune does there. So like I'm proud of that tune as well. And we sent the start and we're contributing all the proceeds to the Stephen Lawrence Trust as well. So yeah, man, it's a real just trying to make a difference in it on in this world we live in.
definitely, I think, captures a lot. Like that song was poignant. Um,
Yeah, man.
so you started off in Nasty Crew. How did you first get into music and grime music in general?
I was into grime before it was called grime. I was making grime before it was called that. So how I got into it is a hard thing to say, but it's just what was in me, what I was making. I suppose garage was happening at the time, and you couldn't MC on garage really. Guys needed to MC, and I think that's what made that that style of beat appear. The need for MCs. How I got into it was really just straight through my dad. My dad's a soundman, and that's my entry to music. My dad plays drums, had has a sound system.
So it started off being like a garage thing, and then it obviously people started to
Yeah,
MC.
yeah, man was MCing on garage even way before Nasty Crew and that. I was in music, and Nasty Crew wasn't even the first crew I was in, but garage was the first thing I'd done. I was MCing over garage and stuff, but then I started producing towards the end of garage sort of fading. I started producing, and then you had more bassier stuff started appearing. And yeah, I was making beats from then, but I was making beats when it was big garage time. But I wasn't making garage though. Like I was making something. It was grime basically, and then grime became grime, and then I was ready. Then I was there, like is in that sort of forefather spot with the rest of the guys who helped build it. Do you know what I mean?
That's obviously so sick that you pushed that boundary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, man. It was. I don't think we knew what we was doing, but we just did it as well, which is the best part about it. I think
mm.
like we just did it out purely just out of our heart. It just yeah, just something made us do it. And then now you look back and you can see the scene that it is, and you think, and then it's like, okay, this is why we did it. We needed this. Like, this is it.
Because there must have been some kind of like something like spiritual, like pushing you to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because considering that our nearest peers was American, everything was American, everything you liked sort of at that time outside of reggae and like that side of your culture, it was American hip hop. We was drowned in that stuff. So that first generation of grime is special because the odds were sort of stacked against us in making it. But we made it anyway and still made it a genre and a way of life. Do you know what I mean?
That's why it's special, because the key thing about grime is that people were British. It was no longer American accents.
Yeah, straight, that you understand this youth. You can relate to him because he's talking like you and your mates, you know them ones that, and even if you weren't talking like that, you could still relate. You've seen the dress code, just that it's you can relate to it more than something that's a million miles away in America.
Exactly.
And I think that was Grime's early power. It was ours and still is, basically.
Exactly, and that's what makes it special. Because not even just down to the lingo of it, but also down to the sound of it as well. It's faster. It's obviously got a very.
It's a lot harsher and brass in
exactly
in certain spots. I think that's just the UK attitude to a point, and a bit more brash and in your face a bit. But hip hop is as well in its own right, but it clearly belongs over there, kind of thing. So, or comes from there, and like this is something that definitely identifies with here, like, and still isn't even fully understood all the way around the world, like fully. But it is, because grime is loved everywhere in the world. But the size of the love is still a bit of a niche around the world. But I've still travelled the world because of grime. So grime is about, like, it is a worldwide genre. Like, definitely is. I'll hold my hand up and testify to that. Like, definitely.
And how did you find traveling the world and doing grime?
Yeah, sick, man, sick. It's mad being in Japan, and they know your
Japan,
bars.
they love it over there, don't they?
Yeah, but they know your bars, but can't speak English. It's mad. You get me? So it's like they'll sing along to your lyric and they want to talk to you, but the conversation will be the most broken conversation in life. It's mad, but you have to respect like their effort to keep track of this thing. Like, they're paying it mad respect, like mad respect.
Yeah. I remember I saw that Japanese grime MC recently. The guy who goes, "Akashi Mustard." It's actually hard.
Yeah. and brother, I was talking with one of the guys over there, and I said to him, "How long you been doing grime for?" He said to me, 10 years. And I was like, "Bro, you can't." I know man here that ain't done grime for 10 years straight. So, you got to respect it, man. Grime is a serious thing.
So just going forward, how did you get you and Nasty Crew come together in the first place?
That was just through linking Double still. I linked up with Double, and then I went on a couple of sets, and then I just ended up joining over a period of time. And yeah, man, that was the Nasty Crew. It was through Double still.
Mm-hmm. And how was your time there with them? How did you find it?
It was a time and a period, brother. It was sick. But it now just feels like something I did in, like, leading up to where I am today. Rather, because it was actually quite a small period of time in terms of I did a lot of other things a lot longer than I was in Nasty Crew, but it was a very important time. That's what it is, because Nasty Crew definitely top 3 selected, if not top 2, if not number 1. So it's like, but again, everyone's young and doing stuff and moving on. Like, do you know what I mean? It's even like Kano, he weren't in Nasty Crew for super long. It was something he did and moved on. Like, everybody moved on. Like, after, yeah, so it's a period in time that you love and hold on to, but it's important. It was an important stepping stone in getting to where everyone else got to.
In general, it seems like people who are the best at what they do kind of gravitate towards each other, and that's obviously the case with Nasty Crew.
But you know what it is? Nasty Crew was a nice collective of friends as well. A lot of them, man, like, we knew each other. It wasn't just random youths from here and there who could spit sick. Like, a lot of men knew each other. Long-standing friendships within Nasty Crew and even up to today. So, yeah, that was it was the friendship was important part of it, rather than just MCs together, because then those things fall apart quick. Do you know what I mean?
Because then you obviously the chemistry shows.
Yeah.
So then obviously you went on to Newham Generals, and yeah, that's mad. What how did that come together with Double?
Yeah, Newham Generals happened after Nasty. Me, Double, and Monkey made Newham Generals, and that was the natural transition point from out of Nasty Crew into Newham Generals, and then yeah, rest is history from there, bro.
What was it like in Newham Generals for you?
In Newham Generals, being in Newham Generals was sick. It was like the sickest football team. You're part of something big. You got to hold it up. We believed we could be big, and we pushed to be like, and yeah.
Yeah.
It was sick, man. Sick. It was a good challenge, because there's a lot of other crews and there's a lot of other things happening. You know, like, so you've got to like make your mark and keep your integrity at the same time. It's not easy.
What's your kind of creative process like? How do you write the bars that you write?
Yeah, process wise, it varies, man. I'll just smoke some big zoots rather than just meds on it, man. Depending on what's going down, like, but yeah, depending on where I am, what the session is. But the process always involves a shitload of zoots and vibes. I won't force it, but I need the right vibes.
Yeah,
And that goes
exactly,
for any form of writing, whether I'm writing like an instrumental or if I'm writing to an instrumental. I need the vibes has to be right. Otherwise, I'll just put FIFA on and just allow it for a minute and come back. You get me?
100%. The vibe definitely has to be there. And obviously you produce as well.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see. Now my cat's killing bare things in the garden. I've got a new cat and it's the killer.
Is it?
But yeah.
How does producing affect the writing process, if you know what I mean?
It don't affect it, man. It adds to it. I think it just adds. It's a very similar process. Like you're using the same part of your brain pretty much. So
yeah.
I think if you're building a sick beat, then the bars start building themselves in your head with it at the same time, kind of thing. It's mad, and that don't happen all the time though, because I can build beats without wanting to write to it. And I'll show it to another MC and he's going mad for it. And then things like that. So.
And so what part of London did you grow up in as well?
East London is where I grew up still.
Mm-hmm.
East Forest Gate.
And what was it like growing up in Forest Gate for you?
Forest Gate was a tense place, man. Still is. Very tense place. But it's what built me. I don't think the music would be the same if it weren't for my dad in Forest Gate, I suppose. So yeah, Forest Gate is the spot, man.
When you say tense, what do you mean?
Like hard, like it wasn't an easy place. Definitely not an easy place, but you got to hold your own. But I suppose that goes for anywhere, but some places are harder than others, really. And yeah, Forest Gate is definitely one of those hard spots.
What do you think about the state of grime right now?
I think Grime's in a good place right now, man. Like, I don't think Grime will ever budge. People always worried about. I think is an issue. Why are people worried about the state of Grime?
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't think it's something I never worry about. Because, like I said, I've travelled the world, and when people were saying it was dead, I was travelling the world. So it doesn't make like that big a difference to me, the state of Grime. But I like I'll only ever start worrying when kids start thinking it's not a viable way in.
Yeah.
Or if I don't see a new shift of MCs every so often, then I'll know like shit, we need to start worrying because the kids think that's the way and don't give a shit about Grime now. Grime will always be cared about. Some kid will always look back and see the sickness and want to do it. Like I can't see that ever stop happening.
Yeah, and that's very much the case with myself as well. And it's nice to get your opinion on it because I completely agree. I think it just goes underground and goes above ground, and there's nothing wrong with it
It can
being
go anywhere
underground.
you want it to go. It can go wherever you want it to go. That's Grime.
What's your future plans?
Future plans is I want to drop another album. I've got some instrumental releases sorted as well. And I've got a couple EPs there as well. Album number 2, 100%. Like, that's what I'm working on now, pretty much. So